What's going on, Bears family? We are here for another episode of Chicago Bears Central. It's just me and the boy C-Dubb in the building. Bobby's out. He got some stuff to take care of, but we're going to hold it down today. We're going to be talking about the Bears' latest signings. They met with DeAndre Carter. Also, Jesper Horsted was re-signed. And then we're going to also talk about the offseason program starting and will the Bears move up or down in the draft this year? We're going to talk about all that and more on today's Chicago Bears Central. All right, fam. Listen, the Bears meeting with DeAndre Carter. Is this a lot to do about nothing? Do you think something's going to come of this? And if he does come in, what do you think he can really give the Bears? I don't look at this thinking that it's going to be anything major. Again, this is another example of Ryan Poles bargain bin shopping. But, hey, maybe he can do something on special teams. I don't really know. I'll say this. This is one of those signings where I don't really see the need at this point in the free agency because DeAndre Carter probably would have been available if you wanted to wait till after the draft. But C-Dubb, what do you think?
I think it's really not a big deal. It falls right in line with what's been going on so far. I like the kid, actually. He reminds me of Tyreek Cohen. He's a good special teamer. I think they bring him in if they can get him. Bring him in as a gadget player. He can run some gadget sweeps. He can actually run routes too. So I think it's a pretty good pickup if you guys can get him, but it's just strange at the point in time, just like you said, like we could have got him later on. I got something to say about Ryan Poles later on. I just don't know.
Like I said, I'm trying to do my best to see the result of it on the field first, right? That's what I'm trying to do. And then even then, I'm giving some grace to see what they do with the money that they saved in next offseason. But with that being said, if the Bears start coming out and they stumble for any type of reason, if they get off to any type of 0-2, 0-3 start, I am going to go ballistic, and I'm telling you that right now. So anybody who's listening, prepare. If we go into and start the season on some bad stretches, I'm gonna have some things.
He's setting himself up for that, big dog. He's setting himself up for that, man.
Yeah, I mean, he really is setting himself up, and it's like, do you not know the fan base that you like? Literally, do you not know the fan base?
Obviously, he doesn't. He does not know, but he gonna find out in a good way or a bad way. He gonna find out.
For sure. But yeah, I mean, DeAndre Carter, more so of a special teams player. So do you think that's one thing that I don't think we've talked about at all since we started this show? Do you think that the Bears special teams does need to be addressed? Maybe he's looking ahead to something that we haven't even thought of because we haven't spoken about special teams yet. So if the signing is more for that special teams rather than being a wide receiver, what do you think? Does that change your view on the signing at all?
Not really. I still feel the same way. I mean, I don't think we really was in a big need of any kind of special team star or anything like that. It's okay. I see he's pretty good. What do you have, like 726 yards or something in his career on special teams? So I guess, Ryan, I don't know, dude.
That's fair, man. Let's move on to the next signing. The Bears re-signed Jesper Horsted. Now, this is a guy who signed with the team as an undrafted free agent. Didn't really do too much. He had a couple of good plays with Justin Fields last year. Do you think this is more of a signing to be a safety valve? We talked about, the Bears signed a true fullback for the first time in damn near a decade. They bring in somebody like Jesper. Do you think these are kind of those safety valves for Justin Fields? Because, hey, the offensive line, while improved, I need to see it again, but I don't know how protected Fields is going to be. So maybe he needs kind of safety valves like a player like this. What do you think?
I think it's probably that what you said. It's probably a safety valve. Even though you look at his track record, it's not too great. He had two receptions, even though they were touchdowns last season. I think he had a great preseason, one of those years, I think 2019. He had great rapport with Justin Fields. Maybe that's what Ryan Poles was scouting, but I wouldn't know because I can't read this guy's mind. So once again, We'll see.
I,
We'll see,
I feel like Ryan Poles needs an advocate. He needs somebody who
dude.
comes out and they talk to the fans for him, because like we will never know what's going on with Ryan Poles.
Man.
We need a mediator. We need an interpreter. We need somebody who's going to come in and be like, all right, listen, I know it seems like he's not. This is what really is going on with Ryan Poles' mind, because I'm telling you, man, like I said, unless the dude at the end of this, you said it best yourself. We're gonna know whether he's a genius or a jackass. Like,
Yeah,
that's
it's
really
coming.
what it boils down to.
And it
man.
is just around the corner. It's around the
Because
corner, baby.
it's crazy, man. Like, but you know, I'm trying to remain as optimistic as possible. But
Me too, big dog. I'm being optimistic. It's something new. I want to see something new, but come on, Ryan, man. Come on, give us something, man.
And then, you know, like I said, maybe Ryan Poles is so confident in what he's building that he's just like, you know what? They may be pissed, but when they get on the field, they're gonna see. They're gonna see the vision. And you know what? I can't be if it's a show and prove type situation. Show and prove them, motherfucker.
Yeah, for sure. Hell yeah,
man. Because that's all I can say with that, fam. Well, let's get into the next bit of news, man. It's been pretty slow news, but the Bears' offseason program begins. So Justin Fields, Raekwon Smith, Darnell Mooney, Eddie Jackson, David Montgomery. These are some Cole Kmet. These are some of the players that are showing in and being the first to report. Now, this is voluntary workouts. Now, what do you think about those players who showed up for this voluntary workout, and do you think that helps them build some chemistry heading into this season and the preseason, things like that? What do you think of it?
absolutely. This is a tremendous job by these guys right here. These are going to be the leaders, our new leaders of the new era of the Chicago Bears. Eddie Jackson probably already was a leader, and Roquan Swift is definitely going to be the alpha of this group. So I am very encouraged. You got to show leadership and the willing to work, and these guys are showing up day one on a voluntary workout. You can do nothing but applaud these guys, which was the whole team. I wish it was the whole team. I wish it was the whole team.
Yeah, I mean, it's good because the voluntary workouts, we don't see usually a lot of players of the caliber for this team, right? We know they're not superstars in the league or anything right now, but we don't usually see a lot of them always show up, especially for day one. And I really do think, you know, while I don't see Mooney ever being a number one receiver, I see him being an amazing two, right? I think you need someone either as good as him or better than him in that wide receiver core. But I think that Darnell Mooney is going to be out to try to prove, no, I'm a number one this season. I think he's really going to do that. By everything, like I've read, everything that I've seen from him, I do think that this kid has the faith that, hey, listen, no, I'm a number one, and I'm going to show y'all I'm a number one. Now, a lot of things need to happen. It's not just all on him. You know, Fields needs to improve. I do want to see Fields improve that down the field vision a little bit more this season. I hope we see that from him, a little bit more poised too. And I think that's going to also help Fields with his ability to take off running at times, right? So, you
Absolutely.
know, so all those things go hand in hand, and to have these players, this set of players specifically, like I said, Raekwon Smith, Cole Kmet, these are all going to be players that are going to help Fields' development. And if they're there getting anything that helps them build that chemistry, anything that helps them, you know, Fields knowing where they like the passes to be at, where who he can trust to be in certain situations, all those things are going to help Fields, especially while we're looking to still improve a lot of different pieces on this roster. So, you know, I know it's not any huge type of news. I can't wait to see what this team looks like on the field.
Absolutely.
Like that first preseason game, I'm super excited to see what it's going to look like.
Oh man, you and me both. It's going to be completely new offense, new defense. Oh man, I'm just excited. It's like I'm getting a brand new toy, new TV, new car. We just can't wait, baby. We just don't know what it is because nobody will tell us.
Yeah. With the next thing up, our last topic for today is the Bears. The draft is coming up. The draft is only about 3 weeks away at this point, if not a little bit less. So I wanted to present this question: what should be the Bears' priority? Right? At what do you want to see them prioritize first? Do you want to see them go after the wide receiver first? Do you want to see them solidify that O-line, the secondary? What do you think is going to be their methodology? I have my thoughts on it. I'll give it after yours, but I want to hear where your head's at with it.
First of all, my number one priority that I think is that we need to protect our quarterback, which I think we have not done yet. We have not completed a competent offensive line. In this free agency, we got a couple pieces, but I don't think that's enough. So that'll be the number one. Number two, you absolutely can't leave this draft. So that second pick, there has to be a wide receiver. It is no way you picking anything other than a big time wide receiver, somebody that can actually be elite down the road. Then the third pick, you got to go in the defensive backfield because we got 3 picks. I think in 2 in the second round and then 1 in that third round. I think that third round you go and get yourself a defensive back. Because we need to shore that up because we only got Jalen Johnson back there and Eddie Jackson, but I think we need another cornerback on the other side, a competent cornerback, because Vildor, he's definitely incompetent. And that's all I got to say about that.
I try my best not to slander. Like I try my best, but listen, I'm glad that you said that. That's all I'm gonna say is I'm glad that you said I support my boy in that statement. That's what I'm gonna say. But one thing that I say is that at this point, and I know this isn't gonna listen, I know the people are gonna be in the comments probably killing me over this, right? Because I know wide receiver is absolutely we can get a hellified talented wide receiver in this draft. I think even drafting in the second round, I definitely think there's going to be some names there. But I've been thinking about this, and I've been trying to think outside of just what I want to see this team do. And I honestly think that the Bears may, and again, we don't know Ryan Poles. We have no idea what his mindset is, so it could be anything. But they may go the best available, not in any position. If they see a player that they think is the best available, no matter, because when you really look at this team, we have our starting quarterback in Fields. We have a running back in Montgomery who needs to be locked in, right? We do need a receiver. We need something in the secondary. We need maybe something we need something on the offensive line. We'll see if they feel like they need to maybe get a prospect or a younger player on that D line too. Now, I think if they, at the place where the Bears are, that they may just draft whoever they think is the best player available on the board, regardless of position. And if they do that, be prepared, because if the Bears draft anything other than a wide receiver or maybe somebody in the secondary with that second round pick, yes, Bears fans are going the hell off.
Yes, dude. Do you agree? What would be what really just unacceptable? Would it be a DT? Would it be a linebacker? Would it be just too far off the rails where you like, this guy is a fucking jackass?
Really? So if they draft a quarterback with the second round pick,
like
literally, that's the one that at that point, listen, I don't give a damn. Fuck that. I'm not waiting to see what he does with the money. I don't care about any of that. But realistically, I hope they don't have a quarterback on their list.
We don't know.
Yeah, we have no idea. But if I would say probably linebacker. If they drafted a linebacker in this one, unless it was somebody who just for some reason missed it, and that's the thing, it'd be different if we had a late first, right? And somebody dropped who maybe could have went in that top 15 and they dropped to maybe 23, 25 and we picked them. I'd be like, oh, you know what? Regardless if we didn't need a linebacker, that player could be so good. I can see why they did that. But because we don't have much draft capital, if they drafted a linebacker, bro, at this point I'd be looking at it like, I would not, and we're going to be streaming live for the draft. Ooh. And I hope they don't draft a linebacker, bro, because it's like I'll be looking at that really like, man, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing?
Trust me, coming from Cognac boy C-Dubb, they bet not. And also, I want to throw this in. The Atlanta Falcons got an abundance of picks. They got like 9 picks, Chief.
They got a bunch of picks.
So I think it's a good chance they'll try to trade that 58. I think they got the 58 pick. So the Bears will be trading down, and they'll get an extra.
I've read
pick.
something about that.
I just read that
they could possibly trade down and then pick up an additional third round pick.
Yes.
On top of it. So if they did that, depending on who else is left on the board, I wouldn't hate that because it gives them more draft capital, gives them more bites at the apple, so to say, to see if they can really get somebody. I wouldn't hate it. It would all nail down to what else do we give up? Is it just a straight we get 2 picks for our 1 pick, and then you can't really be mad at that because it's not like they're falling down dramatically if they drop to that 58th pick. But I'm looking at it, bro, and I'm just thinking like if the Bears do that, whoever they better be sure of whoever they plan on drafting with that, because Listen, the fan base is waiting for a reason to riot right now, bro. With
Oh,
the way
man.
that this offseason is go, like I talk to Bears fans, like you know, my family, my dad's side of the family's from Chicago. I talk to some of my Bears fans out there, bro, and they are literally at this point like, listen.
Man.
This Poles guy may not be around long enough. Like, he just got here, fam.
Man, he driving us crazy.
Man, yeah. I don't know, man. Like, so the whole trading down thing, I can definitely see happen. I can also see them possibly trading up. Like, if whatever wide receiver they want is available, I wouldn't be mad if they packaged it. Now, it does suck because we don't have many draft picks. But if they were to package their two second rounds to get a late first, to get the wide receiver that they just think is going to be a star, I wouldn't be mad at it because at least they're trying something, right? They saw their guy and they're going after it. Much like when we went after Fields. I just don't know if I want to see them give up anything to not get. Now, if they gave up their 2 seconds and got maybe a first and maybe a late third, I can see that. I'd be cool with that, but I just don't know, fam. I have no idea. This is the first time in my Bears fandom that I can literally say I have no idea what the GM's doing. None.
Ooh, dude.
None.
Dude.
I have no idea what this man's doing, fam.
I'm going to just pray he know what he doing, dude. I'm going to just pray. Because this ain't New York. This Chicago, baby. And they don't play about the Bears, and they don't play about the Cubs. Don't mess around, Ryan Close. Don't play around, dude.
And especially it's been so long, so much shit. I'm going to just say shit that we've been through with quarterbacks. Is that, listen, man, if they don't protect that quarterback this season, man, if Fields winds up getting sacked a bunch of times, and God, if Fields even gets hurt where he misses 3 games or something, boy. It's gonna be rage. It's gonna be rage. Man.
So drafting an offensive lineman, that's a premium.
I
dude.
think
he has to.
They pay people that's supposed to be a lot smarter than me to figure this out, right? So I'm just saying what I would do. It'd be wide receiver first, and then it would be that O-line second to me. I know we need something in the secondary. I understand all that, but it would really be that for me, just because Fields needs a target and Fields need to be protected. That's really what it boils down to.
Absolutely. I'm with that.
So, listen, I have high hopes, and hopefully my hopes don't get dusted, but we're going to be streaming live during the draft. So we're going to be here covering it live, and let's just pray. Let us pray that Ryan Poles doesn't do nothing stupid.
Come on, Ryan. Come on, big dog. We with you, man. But you got to give us a little bit, man. Give us a little bit.
Something. And if he gets somebody that we're not expecting, like I said, Poles may even be waiting through the hate, and by the end of the season, especially with the Bulls having the second weakest schedule, and if the Bears get into the playoffs, Ryan Poles is going to be sitting somewhere with a big ass
cigar, big ass cigar, sitting back.
Like at that point, like imagine if this Bears team makes it into the postseason with the bargain bin shopping that they did, and they're going to have over $100 million in draft space. I'm sorry, in cap space next year. At that point, he'd earn the respect of like nobody would question him. Nobody would question him.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that you just got to show and prove. Just show us, big dog.
This
if you
do
that,
Chicago,
we ain't got
baby.
nothing to say.
This is Chicago. Like,
just show us, baby.
At the end of the day, if it's on the field, exactly. If it's on the field, Chicago gonna ride with you, and that's what it boils down to. Get the results. Hey, that's what it boils down to, fam. Yeah. But that's it, man. You got anything else that you want to get into before we cut out?
I got a note for Ryan Poles really quick.
Okay.
Really quick. Let's talk about the enigma that is Ryan Poles. The enigma. I am infatuated in finding out what this man is thinking. What he mostly has given us is practice squad talent and gamble-worthy 1-year deals, dude. And yet and still, he keeps this confident, fiscally conservative demeanor. It's like Ryan Poles withholding the information from us like we his kids or something. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I got one thing to say to you, Ryan Poles. I'm a grown-ass man. What the hell are we doing, bro? And that's all I got to say. What are we doing? Jesus
And that's
Christ.
what it boils down to. That's it, man. That's it. Well, man, go ahead and give them the social media, man. Let's get up out of here.
Hey, follow us at all social medias. First of all, you follow Chicago Bears Central. That's what you do. Then you follow the Cognac Boys on all social media platforms. Hit us up if you want that dope content. And you already know to handle the God right here. Y'all better be subscribed to the God. Hit us up, man. Let's go.
That's it, man. And then, so we have locked in the schedule now. If you guys haven't been able to tell, we're going to be dropping Wednesdays and Sundays, which is going to be able to be maintained also during the season as we get ready to prepare to do some after game live streams during the season. So be on the lookout for all of that. It's going to be a fun season, man. That's what it boils down to. Chicago Bears Central is where you want to be at because we're going to have the content. We the voice of the fans, and that's it, man. But we thank you guys for joining us, sitting through this episode. Let us know down below what you think the Bears may do in the NFL draft. Do you want to see them move up? You want to see them move down? What are some of the prospects you would like to see this team draft? All of that. But until then, we will see you guys in just a few days. We'll see you guys in 4 days on Sunday, y'all. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.